Hello and welcome to another video where we chat about we buy cars and what you should look out for before you buy there. Now, this is not a video slamming we buy cars. I've bought 4 cars there before and I was happy with all 4 of them, but you really have to do your homework very carefully, and in this video I'm going to show you what could go wrong. And one of the issues that I've picked up in the last few months looking at cars at WeBuyCars is that some of the descriptions of the cars are just plain wrong or inaccurate. And this is important because you might drive through to go and look at a car and spend hundreds of rands getting there, and then you get there and it's not the same as what you thought it was. Or you buy on auction without looking at the car, which you shouldn't do. I've done it before and it worked out in my case. You shouldn't do that, but then you end up buying a car that was not what you thought it was. So let me show you examples and you see what I mean. I did a video on this recently, the Mercedes W123 that ended up being a 200. Now, I think that was a good deal and it was sold very quickly, and I would have bought it if I had the money back then. That was about 2 weeks ago. Go check out the video. But here are 3 more examples of inaccurate descriptions. So the first one, what I did was I filtered for cars by age, the oldest, because new cars are boring. I just love old cars. And these examples are 2 of my favorite cars, and I've owned both of them. So the first one is this 1986 Toyota Hilux. Now look at the description there. Toyota Hilux 2000 4x4 pickup single cab. So 2000 means that's the engine size, 2 liter, and then engine capacity 1968 cc. So they say it's a 2 liter, and we can look here at as well. There it says variant 2000 4x4. Now let's have a look at the photos and I'll show you the problem. So there's the outside, kilos 300,000, not too bad. It's 4x4. Interior looks original. This actually looks like an awesome buy for 77,000 Rand. Load bay is fine, and there's the problem, 4Y. Now, for those of you who know, the 4Y is not the 2 liter. The 2 liter engine is the 3Y. Now, that's actually in the buyer's favor in this case because they listed it as a 2 liter, but it's actually a 2.2 liter. So the 4Y was the newer engine that came after the 3Y. It's a little bit more powerful. It's basically the same block, I think. If you look at Wikipedia, there you can clearly see the 3Y engine was the 2 liter capacity. So there you can see 2 liter displacement, and then the 4Y was the 2.2 liter. That's the one that I also had. So you might argue that they're doing you a favor here because the price might also actually reflect a 2 liter, the 3Y engine, but this is the 4Y. One thing that I would look out for before going through or buying a car like this is to make sure that the paperwork agrees with the engine number. So it could have been a replacement engine. So it could have been on the NATA's certificate a 2 liter, but someone put a 2.2 liter 4Y engine in here. So something to look out for because I don't know, sometimes in the condition reports they would say the engine number could not be verified without dismantling, and that's one of the things that they say to cover themselves, that in case you go to a roadworthy center and they find that the engine number doesn't agree, they can say, well, we said we can't verify it. So just make sure about the engine number in this case, but it looks like it could have been a 4Y. In 86 I think it would have been. Now this is the new Inspectify report. It's not the old DECRA report anymore. They're replacing a whole lot of the cars with this new report. I just want to see if they say anything about engine number. There we have a photo of the engine. Now see, the problem with these reports is you can't see because it's a low-res photo, so you can't zoom. They also don't allow you to zoom in on the browser. You have to download the report and then zoom in from there. So let's see if I've downloaded the report. Okay, there we go. Now I've downloaded the report. Let's go down and see the engine number if we can zoom in. Model engine. Okay, so clearly we can see it's a 4Y on the VIN plate. The reason why I'm posting this on my phone is at the time it looked like a 3Y on the screen, so I went on a rant about engine swaps. So just look out for engine swaps. It's always a big risk, but in this case from the VIN plate it actually looks like it was originally a 4Y. So still make sure about the engine number that it matches the RC1 or the NATA certificate, but it looks all good. It looks like a 4Y, not a 3Y or 2 liter. Back to the video. Okay, enough about this one. Let's move on to the next one. My absolute favorite cars ever, the W123 Mercedes. So this one is a 1981 230. Now there's 230s and there's 230Es, like this one. You can see 230E. The 230 is the carbureted one, the older ones, and then later they replaced it, I think in 82 or 83 they replaced it with the 230E, which is the mechanical, the Bosch mechanical fuel injection. So this one is the 230. So what is the problem here? Let's just go through it. You can see the oil pressure is a bit low there. Close to 2 is still fine, it's still within specs. These ones have the cloth interior, so the older ones. The problem with this one was it's not a 230, it's a 200, and it's there on the badge, on the boot lid, 200. Can we verify this with the engine? Yes, we can. There's the engine. This is a 2 liter, not a 230. It's not a 230E, it's not a 230 carbureted one, it's the 200. There's the Stromberg carburetor, that's the word I'm looking for, Stromberg carburetor, and this is the 2 liter inline 4. So again, it could have been an engine swap, but then they swapped the badge as well, because it says 2 liter there, or 200 there on the back. So this is not a 230, it's the 200. Does it affect the price? Not really. I reckon they are worth almost the same. I had an old 200 automatic and I loved the car. It was heavy on fuel. The 230s with the carburetors look different, and I'll show you one just now in my next mistake that I found. So this is a 1980 230E, and I know in 1980 I don't think they sold the 230Es here. That's the fuel injected one, the one that demands a much higher price. You can see they want at WeBuyCars 90,000 Rand for this 230E, which makes sense if it was a 230E, which it is not. So again, let's look at the seats inside. These seats I don't think were in the 230Es. I might be incorrect, but let me know in the comments. I think they had the MB Tech seats, and then also the rev counter by that stage when it was 230Es, and this OEL was in English, oil, I think. Correct me again if I'm wrong, but the oil pressure is amazing. If this is at idle and at operating temperature, 3 bar is awesome, but maybe they have their foot on the accelerator, I don't know. Interior looks amazing, wheels looks good, no cracks on the dash. This car actually looks in a very good condition, but it's not a 230E, which I'll show you just now. Engine bay, look at this. This is not a 230E. This is the 230 carbureted one. This is the old ones. They look almost like the diesel. This rocker cover or valve cover looks almost exactly like the old diesel Mercedes. And there's the distributor cap. There's the carburetor there. So the 230E, E stands for fuel injection, has the fuel distributor around here with the big air cleaner on top of it. This is just not the 230E, it's the old 230s. And I actually like these. They're less economical, but they're simpler. There's a simpler carb, it's a simple engine. They will also last forever. I've never owned one of these. I had the 200 and the 230Es with the fuel injected one. So they will be slower, they'll be heavier on fuel, they won't fetch 90,000 Rand. This one is in great condition, by the way, 150,000 kilometers. Maybe that's why. I think a 230E with the low kilometers like this will probably be 120, 150,000. Anyways, there's just 3 examples of old cars where they just got the description totally wrong. So you have to do your homework. So let me know what you think, and thank you for watching. See you next time.